Hey everybody, I put up actually I didn't put it up, but I have a system for those of you who are familiar with the network that I built, such that if I like a YouTube video, any YouTube video, it is auto posted to Oakland News Now. Not only Oakland News Now, but also Zenny 62 and Oakland News Online, but primarily Oakland News Now. And so it automatically becomes blog post and news. Now, there are a number of videos that I choose for various different reasons. Generally, because they're newsworthy in some kind of way. And 90% of the time, it's not what somebody else might think. Um, I'm referring in this instance to a video that, and I don't know who made it, was put up, but it was at the lake. And I felt, hey, here's another view of what's going on at the lake, right? So I posted it, liked it first. It went to be auto posted at Oakland News Now. So when I say I posted it, that's what I mean. I pushed the button, and the machinery that I've installed went to work. Um, so I occasionally like to post some of my content in different um, Facebook groups just to test reactions because of my overarching concern that there are people who sort of live on Facebook and they don't understand what it is they're doing. More to the point, they don't even understand that the very text they write is currency. And in the very near future, that text is going to become monetized currency that Facebook can cash in on. And if you have any doubts about what I'm saying, you should check out something called the basic attention token. But I digress. I am concerned that the majority of the audience doesn't even understand the nature of why media appears where it does. And rather than say, I don't get it, they act like they get it, and then they try to apply a 21st or 20th century view of media, which is basically white journalism, on a 21st century reality, which is more tech. In other words, done to see how you're going to react to something, um, what your responses will be, and other fun data points. I'm being very serious with you, okay? And when this is done, the people who respond to this just don't get it. And so in this instance, what is once again evident is the degree to which the persons I'm talking about fail to actually click on a simple video to see who made the video. They assume that I did it, which means they didn't go to the blog post, right? And then when they did, they clicked on the video, but they didn't actually click through the video to test their assumptions. They didn't properly engage with the content. And it is not my job to hold their hand entirely through it. Because the system, if you bother to look at any video, has a little tag that explains it's from a different channel. And that's on the upper left-hand corner. I have language that says this is from a YouTube channel, in other words, not mine, which is different from the other language that says that a YouTube video is from Zenny 62. And there are technical reasons why I can't go further than that. I don't mean it's secretive. I simply mean that there's a workaround that has to be engineered so that I can complete the process of better representing the channel that it came from. That's to come. That's a coding issue. So anyway, what's fascinating is how people just revel in the idea that they really know what they're looking at, and they don't. And yet they continue to try to have these exchanges on Facebook with text as opposed to, talking to each other like this, right? And they don't even understand the degree to which the very way they think is being manipulated just by that form of communication. We're in a real crisis here. And so they lean back on these 1950s, 60s, 70s models of journalism, um, which are steeped in white supremacy. Journalism feeds white supremacy feeds journalism. Why? Because the way it has been practiced, journalism is supposed to be objective. And so, in that, a journalist has no feeling for, someone being beaten up because they're black, or they'll say, well, let's go and talk to the white supremacist, when in point of fact, that person's a criminal who you really don't want to talk to at all. And if you get their side of the story, you might wind up helping them recruit people to their own nutcase beliefs. That happens a lot. And the more insidious problem is that the journalists who practice this, the people who practice this and call it journalism, I should say, who are white, wind up hiring other people who are white who think like them. Anyone who attacks them who would be black is not part of their circle. That's not good. And yet that's the common form of media we have today. The traditional form of media that I am, by the tech that I create, attacking. Okay? So it's very important here, and I think the lesson can be summed up this way. Don't ever, today, judge a book by its cover. A. B. Always accept the fact that there are people who are going to tell a story the way you don't like it today. That's really true today. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com.